Hello, my people. Thank you so much for joining me again in this live section. Actually be touching some little things that happened in court yesterday when Nnamdi Kanu was in court. Now, since the DSS supported this Amotekun, they supported them, saying that the security outfit was backed up by the Nigerian law. Now, I want to know if the DSS supported Amotekun, saying that that particular security was supported by the Nigerian law. So tell me, why is that which of the Nigerian law backed up and supported the Fulani herdsmen from carrying AK-47? That is what we want to know. Which of the Nigerian laws supported them? That is many questions now Nigerians are asking. Now, before that, let me play for you guys this video of where Hope Uzodinma was saying that everything that happened in Imo State was not actually related to IPOB or Nnamdi Kanu. So guys, take a look at this video and I'll be right back.
If anybody tells you that IPOB is the one killing people in Oluzon, it is not correct. Wicked politicians are sponsoring the killings in Olu. Last week in Oberuru, the APC ward chairman was killed in his house. The APC secretary was killed in his house. APC woman leader was killed in his house. I have cross-checked since the inception of this banditry. Not one PDP man has died.
So guys, why this video was actually played is because so that you guys will see that this is what Hope Uzodinma said. Because the DSS lied and said that Hope Uzodinma said that every killings going on in Imo State, both the attacks when Nnamdi Kanu is in court, that is IPOB that is associated with it, that is Nnamdi Kanu that is causing the attack going on in Imo State. But after that, after the DSS lied, they had to play the video for him in court so that he will be able to see it. Then unfortunately, after they played the video of Hope Uzodinma addressing the people that what was going on in Imo State was not IPOB or Nnamdi Kanu, the DSS was not shocked. In fact, the witnesses was not shocked. Now, if you take a look at what is going on here, we have many questions we need to ask Nigerian government. First, we have to ask them that why is it that the DSS supported Amotekun security agency? But why is then which law? If they say that if they say that Amotekun was supported and backed up by Nigerian law, so which Nigerian law is backing up the Fulani herdsmen from carrying AK-47? Because the Fulani herdsmen has dealt with us and destroyed many things in Nigeria. When I tell you guys now, these days now, people are no longer using gun to gun. They're no longer doing that gun to gun of a thing. They're not doing self-defense. They're now doing self-defense in Nigeria. You may think that people, if a terrorist comes to you, attack with gun, people may actually use more than gun self to attack and kill people who want to attack them first. That's one thing is going on in Nigeria now. What is going on in Nigeria now is now self-defense, because there was even a time that the former chief of staff of the former chief of army staff came out and was saying that people need to start protecting themselves, that the government or the police people can no longer protect everybody in Nigeria again. Just take a look at this video and hear what he said. What T.Y. Danjuma.
They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
I'm sure you guys listened to what T.Y. Danjuma said. Now, in that video, T.Y. Danjuma was telling people that they should start protecting themselves by carrying guns. And when they asked the witness in court, the witness said that he was not sure of what Danjuma said. You can imagine. Now, they are not even saying that what Danjuma said is very, very bad. By now they're supposed to arrest Danjuma for that particular statement he made, but they never arrested him. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who has been talking about broadcast, talking about self-defense, because he has known what this country is going to be like. He has already seen that the Fulani herdsmen are about to take over Nigeria, which they are even doing now. So he made that statement, self-defense, because he also talked about what happened in NSAS, the way these military people were still buying protesters in Lagos during the NSAS protest. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu made a broadcast, still called self-defense. And when they asked this witness in court, what do you really think about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast? Do you really think it's all about self-defense? He said no, that he doesn't think that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast is all about self-defense. He takes it as a broadcast of violence. You can imagine what is going on. And now, if you notice, the DSS supported this particular security agents group, that's the Amotekun security outfit. They said that the DSS supported them, and according to what they said that they are backed up by the Nigerian law. Honestly, we have no problem about that, but it shall interest us if the DSS shall tell the world which of the Nigerian law backed and supported Fulani herdsmen from carrying AK-47. Which of the law, like these people freely carry AK-47 and move around the bushes, like where they're grazing their cows, you see them comfortably carrying AK-47. The Nigerian government are seeing it, people are seeing it. Now, which Nigerian law actually back them and support them to carry guns? They have not really talked about what is going on in this country. We want justice, and we want the court to dispense justice without ethnic tribal sentiment, because what is going on in Nigeria now is that they are trying to bring tribal sentiments in Nigeria, in the sense that they punish a particular region and they don't polish a particular region. If the Igbos are seen carrying guns like that and be going into the bush, before you know it, they will arrest all the whole Igbo people who were seen carrying a gun. But you see comfortably this Wausa men, this Fulani herdsmen, especially this Fulani herdsmen, we will see they'll be carrying guns comfortably. They will not say anything about it. Just tell me which Nigerian law backs and supports Fulani herdsmen. You see the one thing so this tribal sentiment in Nigeria have to stop, because this is actually called self-destruction. They're destroying this country a lot. I'm telling you guys the honest truth, they're destroying this country a lot. Now, the witness said that Amotekun was backed by laws passed by the various houses of assembly of the 6 South-West states, while ESN had no law supporting its existence. Now, ESN, that's Eastern Security Network, and Amotekun are not the same. I know that states in the Southwest passed laws to legalize Amotekun, but Eastern Security Network is not registered. Eastern Security Network is illegal. Amotekun is recognized by law. That's what the witness said. Then for me, what I have to say here is that, I'm going to be happy to know which of the Nigerian law backs Asere Dukubo and Tompolo militants. Because if it is the way they are doing it now, they're not saying that Eastern Security Network is not backed up by the law, it is illegal. If they're saying it's illegal, it's going I'm going to be happy. It's going to interest me to know which of the same Nigerian law that backs up Asere Dukubo and this Tompolo militant. We are very much interested on how Nigerian government dispense justice. Seriously, because the way they do dispense justice is something to question. They do sentimental. They are very sentimental when they're giving judgment. When it comes to the Fulani herdsmen, they will not give them a judgment that, okay, they're not supposed to be carrying guns because they're not legalized to carry guns. They're not going to give them such treatment by punishing them for carrying that AK-47 and be going up and down. They will not give them punishments. But when it comes to other people, the Igbo people, you see them dragging powers where the Igbo people are. It's a shame. Now, many Nigerians are asking, we want to know the Nigerian law that backs Asere Dukubo and Topolo militants. Especially me, I want to know the Nigerian law that backs it, because these people are seen carrying guns everywhere. They are seen carrying guns. So we need to actually know which Nigerian law backs them, because the things that are going on in Nigeria now is something we need to question. So guys, after the court section yesterday, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu sent condolence prayers to Barrister Onyechi Bazo, that's Senior Advocate of Nigeria, a member of his defense team who lost his daughter in a ghastly motor accident on Sunday. The deceased, a law student, was said to have finalized everything about her law studies and was just waiting for her to be called to the Nigerian Bar Association before she lost her life. So this was what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, and what the prayers he made to
my dear brother. Didn't sick because Onyechi on the loss of the daughter. Because I'm praying for God to sustain and keep this family. They are very important, not just to me as a person, but to the entire Igbo race and to the entire second person. the second daughter being lost into it. So we are praying to Chukwuka that all these things will stop, that the grace of God will find this very family. Because Onyechi Ukazu is a very good man, he's a man of the law, he's a very good man, and he deserves our commendation and our blessing at this point. May the grace of God be upon the family. Amen.
So, my people, this was the condolence prayer that Nnamdi Kanu made to Barrister Onyechi Ikpeazu after his court yesterday about his deceased daughter. So, guys, let us actually take a look at what these people have to say about the trial of Nnamdi Kanu yesterday. Guys, take a look at this, and I'll be right back. Let us actually look at the insecurity in Nigeria. So, guys, take a look at this.
The trial of the controversial leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, resumed on a tense note at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Senior advocate of Nigeria and lead counsel to the federal government, Adigboyega Awomolo, formally objected to a request by Kanu's family for live media coverage of the proceedings. In a letter submitted to the court, Awomolo urged the judge to ban the use of mobile phones in the courtroom, accusing one of Kanu's lawyers, Aloy Ejimako, of posting misleading and inflammatory content on social media. Now, the presiding judge, Justice James Omotosho, condemned the conduct, describing it as unprofessional and a threat to the integrity of the trial. Meanwhile, the defense team proceeded with the cross-examination of the second prosecution witness, codenamed Triple B. The matter was adjourned to court on May 28, June 6, 16, 18, 19 for continuation and conclusion of the cross-examination.
Things went well. We continued the cross-examination of BBB. Today is day 2 of his cross-examination, and we'll be back here tomorrow to continue and hopefully proceed with other witnesses.
I'm joined by our correspondent, Joshua Marai, who has been covering the court proceedings. Thank you for joining us, Joshua. Now, you gave us a few updates yesterday, and, you know, we were looking forward to you coming back today to give us more. Can you tell us what happened during the proceedings today?
Well, good afternoon to you, Dashin. I am live at the Federal High Court in Abuja, where the proceedings commenced today with Justice James Omotosho issuing a warning to both stances. Now, Justice James Omotosho was not pleased with the pace at which the trial is running. So he told the prosecution that the prosecution has 6 days to present its witnesses, even though they have 500 witnesses. Doesn't care that those witnesses should be brought within 6 days. Now, you think that the defense was left out? Absolutely not. The defense was not left out. He also issued 9 days to the defense to open its case, after which the prosecution has closed its case. Now, what this means is that Justice Omotosho went back to his closet, observed the duration at which the trial has been taking and the time it has taken. He was not pleased. He was not pleased, considering the fact that he earlier said this was going to be an accelerated trial. For this trial to have taken 3 months now, and Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention for over 6 months now. Let's not count beyond before he was extradited from Kenya to Nigeria. So Justice James Omotosho was not pleased at which at the rates which the trial is running. So he actually gave them this time frame to go ahead and to prove their cases. Well, upon commencement of proceedings today, the defense counsel, that is the person of Paul Orikuru, continued with the witness cross-examination of PW alias Triple B. This person is an agent of the DSS. There were certain questions that was posed to him, and he was questioned on his travel and identity record, as well as the IPOB briefing and some other investigation he conducted. One thing that stood out today in court was the fact that the defense counsel, that's for Orekuru, presented a flash. And in that flash, 2 specific videos were in that flash. One of T.Y. Danjuma and one of the governor of Imo State, that is the person of Hope Uzodimma. Now, when they presented that particular flash to the court, and upon playing that video, he asked the witness, the prosecution witness, that's the person of Triple B, if that person on the video, that's T.Y. Danjuma, was the DG of the DSS. Immediately, the prosecution counsel, that is the person of Adegboyega Awolowo, objected, saying it was not the DG of the DSS. The court overruled, saying that he cannot tell that. The witness who is on the stand should tell if that particular person was the DG of the DSS or not. So they went ahead, and in that particular video, T.Y. Danjuma was heard making a statement saying everyone must put hands together to fight some insurgents and to restore peace, that they should defend themselves, that police could not save them. What this is trying to do, according to what the defense is trying to do, is trying to negate the fact that, earlier the witness testified that Nnamdi Kanu told people of the IPOB and ESN to grab arms and defend themselves. So for this to come at this time, it means that the defense is trying to destroy the case of the prosecution. Now, that was not the only video played. Another video was played, and that is the person of Popu Zodima. On that video, Popu Zodima was heard saying that some killings happened in Olu, and the IPOB was not responsible, that they were politicians. And he said that a chairman, a woman leader, and some people of the APC were killed. And that is during the time of the death of Ahmed Gulak, that the IPOB was not responsible. So those two statements are what the defense is trying to use to destroy the case of the prosecution at this particular time. They even went ahead to ask him several questions, which I will be hearing in the course of filing the report. However, the court then adjourned to the 28th, 29th of May, and moving forward to the 6th, 16th, 18th, and 19th of June for more witnesses to be brought to court and for cross-examination and the examination to continue. This is where we are in the case.
All right, now speaking about, more witnesses and cross-examination, how realistic is it, for them to, cross-examine 500 witnesses in 6 days?
Well, the judge was just exaggerating, trying to make his stance clear that if you don't bring your witnesses, I assure you that I am going to close your case. Just deem it closed if you don't bring your witnesses within the window period of 6 days. That is what the judge is trying to say. So we don't know particularly how many witnesses the DSS has in store or the federal government has in store. But one thing we know is for sure that the judge has mandated them that they should conclude that case within 6 days, on which he has given them a window period, and that the defense should conclude defense in 9 days, which he has also given a window period.
Quickly speak to us about the concern of Kanu's lawyer posting inflammatory content on social media and also the court proceedings on social media.
Well, one particular post that caught the attention of the court and the prosecution counsel was that the person of Aloy Ejumako went ahead to tell people of the Biafra or the IPOB to rise against the prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu. That did not go down well with them. They saw this as an inflammatory post that is capable of causing more conflict and destroying the proceedings so far. They were not happy with such posts being made by one who's supposed to be a learned counsel for that matter. And the court, however, in his wisdom, said that if such acts should continue, they were going to find him culpable of contempt and trying to make the case last longer. Because the judge, in his own wisdom, even gave them some tales of how some people wanted the particular case to linger on for their own selfish benefit or selfish interest. But the judge was not comfortable with that. He said that Nnamdi Kanu has been in custody for too long and he needs to get justice so this case can be done with.
Thank you so much, Joshua, for...
So guys, I'm sure you guys listened to what those people said in this particular video, where they were saying that the judge was saying that Nnamdi Kanu has stayed in detention for so long, he needs to get justice so that they can close this case, because it's been long. This man has been going for trial, especially in this month of May. He has been going to court back to back. We want justice. Many Nigerians are calling for justice for Nnamdi Kanu, and we also have so much questions in our hearts to ask the Nigerian government. If they're saying that Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist, he should tell us why the Fulani herdsmen are saying carrying AK-47 and there's nowhere it's even backed up by the Nigerian law that Fulani herdsmen should carry AK-47? That is the question we need to ask Nigerian government. We need to ask them, because many people are now crying out, saying that why is it that the Fulani people are carrying AK-47 while it is not backed up by the Nigerian law? If the DSS said that the Amotekun were backed up by the Nigerian law, and ESN is an illegal group, so why are they not saying, why are they not telling us now that, are they trying to tell us that Fulani has the right to be carrying guns up and down? There's no way you say Fulani terrorists in the farm, in the forest without their guns. Which law did they write it in Nigeria that only Fulani herdsmen should be carrying guns? Which law or which constitution did they write it that they have the right to be carrying guns? And still, the Nigerian government are saying this, the security personnel of this country are seeing them day by day with the guns, but they're not saying anything about it. I want you guys to just listen to what this man have to say about the insecurity in Nigeria, as well as our journalists are also contributing to what is really going on in Nigeria. Take a look at these guys, and I'll be right back.
No, I'm saying this is a national
You might be very
television,
careful.
and there are good people in
I am
every
speaking
tribe.
about
That's what I'm saying.
national security. Hold on, please. My brother, this is a national security issue.
Yes.
There is a war on. You want to pretend there's no war. There's
I'm
a
not
war
pretending.
on.
I'm only saying there are
A lot
good
of
people
you
in every
journalists are
tribe.
part of the problem. You don't want to address the truth. There's a war on. Why are you saying you're not pretending? There's a war on. People are being killed everywhere. You're saying there's no war. What do you mean you're not pretending? You are. You are part of the problem in this country. Allow us to speak the truth so that people will know what's going on. There's a war on. People in the Benue cannot go to farm. People in Plateau cannot stay in their houses. People in Taraba can't. Everywhere there's a war, and you're telling me that we should keep quiet? No, there's a problem. So those who are responsible for the war simply want to turn Nigeria into a settler colonial entity, and that's what's going on. You don't see that. You're seeing the politics. Forget about the politics. There is a real problem in the country. People are not sleeping at night. People, even in daytime, our farmers cannot go to farms. We now have food security problems. Why? The Fulani war across West Africa has finally bettered in Nigeria. And you don't want me to talk about it. Why? Who are you afraid of? Who will hear it and we will die? This is the problem. The country has gone wrong. Because a lot of you keep quiet. I'm aware of this. So please, when we have a problem like this serious national security issue, we must speak to it and not pretend it doesn't exist. It does exist.
All right, Doctor.
It does exist.
All right, Dr. Nonuju. You have given your reasons for the massive defections to the APC. But my concern is this, and a lot of Nigerians have raised these concerns. Now that a lot of people are moving to the APC, like you rightly said, that most people in the South and the Middle Belt would rather vote a Tinubu than vote someone for the Fulani extraction. The question is this: can APC really contain all these, defections into their party? People have raised concerns that there might be an implosion in the APC. Do you see it that way?
There's nothing wrong with implosion. Implosions are historically normal in human situations. When you put too many things inside one container, they could implode when that container can no more bear them. So when you put inside APC, people from different ideological backgrounds, implosion becomes inevitable. There's nothing wrong with it. What you will ask yourself is, after the implosion, where do we go to? Are you afraid of implosion? No, don't be afraid of implosion. In most societies, without an implosion, nobody knocks the gong and calls people to come and talk and find out solutions to the crises that have undermined the community. Nigeria currently is at a crossroad. There is a war on, an asymmetrical war, and the government seems very weak about it. People are panicking and people are running, thinking that Tinubu can help. And that's the problem. If other politicians cannot, well, there's nothing wrong for the sake of security thinking that Tinubu will be different from either Atiku or Buhari. I see nothing different in Atiku and Buhari. They're the same 10 and 10 pence. So Tinubu is the only one that's different from them. If you're telling me now, and I'll talk about security situation, that's the problem. The country is in dire straits, and the security architecture looks like it has been Afghanistan. It is right now ineffective. And that's why you're hearing people talk about state police and protocols that will allow the people to be able to protect themselves. We are moving towards that. If the government cannot help, people will resort to self-help. My brother, the security situation is serious and it is real. And this is the problem. We're not talking about it. We're pretentiously talking about it on the political front. There are underplays that are driving this problem in.
Yeah,
and for me, I will advise anybody, go to Tinubu instead of another Fulani politician.
All right. You know, we have spoken to you before on this program, especially on security. You are somebody known for your brutal opinion, which, you know, has endeared many persons, and maybe will make you not to have too many friends, because you always say it the way you see it, and that's a good thing. And, you know, we're talking about political parties, but we are rounding off. But since you mentioned security, let me just, as we crossed home on that, there have been, in fact, there is no more pockets, series of attacks. The Daily Trust, I mean, yeah, yesterday, if you could lay your hands on it, have a report, and I'm sure possibly you don't need the Daily Trust to tell you what we are in right now. I'm asking you this, not just as a political analyst, but as a Nigerian, somebody that has a keen interest in politics. We have been having overrunning of army bases. Even yesterday, an army base was still overrun. Nigerian soldiers are killed right now. And then, you know, I was just discussing with my colleague before you came up to say, what is that audacity that these individuals, these criminals, what do they have? What gives them that confidence that they can give a go at an army base and they are succeeding? Even when some of them are affected and killed and neutralized, they still had it done yesterday. We don't know where is next. What is that audacity that they have? Many persons said, okay, we now have a southerner, somebody who is a big personality that will not pan to any concentration. I'm talking about Tinubu, that he will do what is right. But now we're having overrunning of army bases. Many persons are saying the Minister of Defense should go. But for me, primarily, what is fueling this audacity of these criminals to give a go at an army base, and they have been doing it repeatedly? What do you think is the problem?
One, the military are not united. Two, because of under the Buhari administration, there was a large-scale Afghanization of the Nigerian security services. And when I mean Afghanization, you understand what it is. It's the penetration by political interests into the security services to actually plant soldiers who will do things in line with their own security intentions. And if they want to take over the country, of course, the easiest way is to put their militias into our army, or rather to have our army give up weapons and give up bases easy to their militias. And that's what's going on. So people are actually, yes, that's why you're seeing some people try to run to Tinubu. But sometimes they might also stop running to Tinubu and start organizing for themselves. I foresee people resorting to self-help. You see the army base. Ask yourself, I've said it on this program before, Tinubu might have taken over power, but is he in charge security-wise all over the country? I don't think so. There are a lot of infiltrations perpetrated during the Buhari period that Tinubu has not yet been able to undo. You now see a lot of those taken into security services, people who are said to be the radicalized elements from Boko Haram. It is those radicalized elements that are now showing the Boko Haram and all these Islamist fronts, militias, what to do in the country. At the end of the Civil War, Nigeria was 70% Christian, 30% Muslim. But the Muslims have been fighting to try to turn everything upside down. So, and their Muslim politicians are also doing the same thing. So, I tell you, there is an Afghanization of Nigerian security services underway. And that's what I can tell you. I don't believe in all those things that are being done. If it is here, people agitating for peacefully, agitating for different standards, you will see the army come to the east and start arresting people, start arresting Sunday Igboho. How come the army are not strong up north? Don't forget, these same security strategies were employed to undermine President Goodluck Jonathan. And now that the same set of people are not happy with President Tinubu, they are now employing the same strategy to suddenly undermine President Tinubu. That's why I'm telling you that what you're having now is an Afghanization of the security services. So That has been known for a very long time, and I have been very strong on this, speaking about security, where most people were very afraid to even allow me speak. What happened today is all over the place. What I've been saying for the past 12 years, is it not all over the place? And these were products of hard research findings. I traveled to Mali, I went to Burkina Faso, I went to Cote d'Ivoire, I went to Ghana, I traveled to Yemen, the homeland of the Fulani, and I found out these problems. I presented it to Nigerians, and I told them there is a war on to take land from Nigerians, take the land, take over the land, administer over the land, colonize the people who own the land. And that's what I tell you, it is the new version of settler colonialism taking place in Nigeria. Even helped by Buhari administration. Buhari told people to come into a country with guns. How could you let people come through your border with guns? Those people with guns.
So guys, you guys listen to what this man said in this particular interview. You guys heard that. For me, I feel it's Buhari that actually enhanced this terrorists, because imagine Buhari telling these people to come into our own country with guns. He opened the borders widely open, and these people made their way in with guns. And not only that, they were not even saying anything about them carrying guns and be moving up and down, knowing that it was not actually legalized by the Nigerian government for them to use guns. It is an illegal something, and it's also a criminal offense. But instead, these Fulani terrorists, we've been seeing them, they have been going up and down with the same guns, and after they will say it is protection. But you can't see an Igbo person carry that gun and call it protection or self-defense. In fact, if you're with a gun in your house, and definitely EFCC jams you or the Nigerian police jams you, they'll tag you as a terrorist. But this one, herdsmen carry it day by day. The Nigerian police sees it, the Nigerian army sees it, the Nigerian government sees it, everybody sees it, but they don't tag them as terrorists. In fact, they don't even say anything about it. They just go silent on their cases. Anytime that the Fulani terrorists are with guns, or they buy for anybody in any community, the government goes silent about it. But when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu's case, you see them only trying to bring the man down in order to nail him. They go as far as bringing witnesses against him, saying that he's a terrorist, tagging him terrorist. Went as far as saying that is the security network that was actually created to be able to be defending the Igbos, especially our mothers who go to farm. It's not something that the Nigerian government said that they're terrorists. Why, by the way, the main terrorists, that the people who are terrorizing the community, are seen every day by day in the bushes, in the forest. We've been hearing the stories. Recently, the attack that happened in Plateau State, I'm much sure that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu heard the news. He heard the attack that happened in Plateau State that claimed a lot of people's lives, made mothers widows. He heard about it. He went silent on it. We didn't hear any speech about him coming to address the public or coming to Plateau State to say, okay, this is what really happened. We are so sorry about it. We are going to fight about the insecurity. He went silent on what happened in Plateau State. Also in Borno State, whereby this same terrorists attacked Borno State's barrack, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu still went black about it. He said nothing. He just went silent about it. Now, if you can never see an Igbo person carrying gun, we've heard a lot of cases whereby an Igbo person was with gun in his house. This is just for self-defense, not like he's using it to terrorize anybody. And the EFCC marched into the guy's house and find out he was with gun. They just tagged him as a terrorist. They tagged him that he has been using the gun for so long to attack people. What has come over Nigerians? What happened to the Fulani terrorists? Are they different from us? Why is it that the other ethnic groups are giving another judgment? Why is it that their own judgments are always different? Are we not the same one Nigeria that they call us? Are we not the same one Nigeria? So why are they actually giving a special kind of treatment? That is one thing that we Nigerians need to understand. Did these Fulani herdsmen, have you ever heard a day? Okay, I'm asking now on behalf of everybody here. Have you guys ever heard where they say they caught a Fulani terrorist, and as they called the Fulani terrorist, they arrested him and said that because they found him with gun? Have you guys ever heard about it? But anytime they catch another tribe with gun, you're going to be hearing it in all the whole newspaper. You hear it in Vanguard, you hear it in Sahara Reporters that someone was caught with guns. This is so how bad. This will show you the ethnic, the way that they're judging things now based on ethnic. This is called ethnic bias. It is very, very bad. They can't tell us that that ESN is not backed up by Nigerian law. But honestly, like, where's even the problem coming from? Let the DSS tell us which Nigerian law is backing and supporting the Fulani herdsmen from carrying AK-47 and be going up and down. We need justice. Yeah, we need justice for Nnamdi Kanu. He was never found with any gun. Nnamdi Kanu was never found with any gun. He was never found with hard drugs. He wasn't found with anything. But still, they tagged him as a terrorist. Did this country know what a terrorist means? A terrorist is someone who is terrorizing the whole community with guns, buying people day by day. We've heard so much cases of people dying on daily basis because of this same Fulani terrorists, and nothing is happening about it. Now they accuse an innocent man of being a terrorist, while the main terrorists are attacking day by day, and Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. They have never asked themselves, since Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention for 5 or 6 years, why is it that the same terrorists, that the community are also under attack ever since he has been in detention? They don't ask themselves this question. We need to ask. There's so much questions in our hearts. We need to ask the Nigerian government. We need justice. We want the court to dispense justice without ethnic bias or sentimental. We don't need that. We need questions. We need to ask the Nigerian government questions, and they need to answer us. We also need to ask the DSS questions. If they say they're not the ones that went to Kenya to arrest Nnamdi Kanu, then who went there to arrest Nnamdi Kanu? After everything, they came out and told us it was a collaboration with the Interpol and the international Interpol that arrested Nnamdi Kanu. That these people are still here to tell us what we need to hear. If they should even start talking about that one, the DSS have actually done a very bad thing by going against the international law, by going to Kenya to arrest Nnamdi Kanu. I won't even say it's an arrest, it's a kidnap. Just like Nnamdi Kanu said that they kidnapped him, it was not an arrest. They should also pay for damages. You know, these people have to, they should pay damages to Nnamdi Kanu for even going to his house to invade his house and buy 24 innocent lives on that day, 2017. Anyway, guys, I want you guys to listen to what these people have to say about Nnamdi Kanu's trial, as well as
in the rendition
abduction
of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, from Kenya in 2021. And that particular denial was given by the Vice President of Interpol Africa, Garba Umar, during a television interview, specifically on News Central Television. What's your take on that? So if Interpol was not involved, then who did?
That will tell you the way they are looking at Nigeria. You know, all these lies is an embarrassment on his own.
No. Who is lying? Wait, Barrister, I want to clarify something. Who is lying? Interpol or the Nigerian government? The Nigerian government said it was in collaboration with Interpol.
Interpol, in fact, they are 110% right. If Interpol were to be involved, they will tell you. They will be the ones to even hand over Nnamdi Kanu to the Nigerian government. They were never involved. But they wanted you to look as if they carried out this in follow due process. Remember, that was one of the reasons why the United Nations was angry with the Buhari government. They wrote a letter concerning that revision. And that is one of the reasons our courts here have condemned it. So they are not trying to make it look good. That what they did was all right, that they followed due process. That's why they are lying all over the place.
So if Interpol...
But the people have come to clarify themselves, because if you tarnish their image, that's a criminal offense.
But there is something...
If they do not clarify themselves, Interpol will not look like a rogue organization.
There is something that Umar...
Like, this is a big criminal offense. By going to Kenya to kidnap a man, like, and they had to say it's a big criminal offense, to be honest. You guys need to even take a look at what this person also have to say, because many Nigerians were reacting to the fact that they went to Kenya to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu. Many people are against it, saying that the DSS needs to face judgments now. They need to also be arrested. So guys, just listen to what these people have to say.
The pace at which the Interpol International and Interpol Nigeria are working is quite interesting. They point to the fact that Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the proscribed group, IPOB, he didn't take long for them to grab him from the same Kenya and get him down to Nigeria, and he's facing justice now. That's why is this like a case of we're following process, diplomatic channels, etc., etc.
Believe me, I want to tell you I don't know what you are talking about. All I know...
You seems not to know exactly what we are talking about here.
No. You are bringing an issue that Interpol is not aware of. You know, let me define the role of Interpol so that you can understand. Interpol is an international police organization that assists law enforcement agencies within the 196 countries to look for a fugitive that runs or is hiding. And if you look at all the other fugitives that are brought to face justice in Nigeria, they have the link, those who are involved with Interpol. So I don't know I don't want to talk about issue of Kanu, who brought him back to Nigeria. I'm not aware how he was brought back to Nigeria or how he came into Nigeria. Interpol is not aware. We stated this long time ago, and we made it categorically clear. So it's not a question. There are what we call police-to-police relationship, international police cooperation. Another police, it does not necessarily bring Interpol.
Okay.
If one police and another exchange, a suspect is running from them, they can have an international police cooperation that out of the scope of Interpol.
Okay.
But however, if a notice is given to an individual, like blue notices, when the inmates in Kuje prison escaped, we did a biometric capture of those suspects, and we shared it with international communities. We shared it with our law enforcement agencies.
Maybe small thing. DSS is denying involvement. So, which people they responsible now? Which organization is responsible for abducting Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya? DSS is denying involvement. Interpol here is denying involvement. Meanwhile, when Malami came back, when Malami announced Nnamdi Kanu capture or abduction from Kenya, he did say something about, he did mention Interpol, that collaboration with Interpol, everybody heard that. Understand? Now Interpol is denying. Now you abducted somebody unjustly, brought him back to Nigeria, and then you are giving judgment. You are trying him in Nigeria. You are trying him. You violated the same. You violated law, the same international law, and then you came back to Nigeria, and then you are trying him. Trying him. Which law? Which kind of law? You come on. You violated law and you brought the person back to Nigeria. Abducting Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya already is a criminal offense. It's a kidnapping case. Anybody that kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya should be treated as a kidnapper. Now people came back to Nigeria, we are trying him, and then anyway, let's see where the case will lead us. Let's see where they are driving this case to. We shall see. Martin Nnamdi has been in detention. Other Nigerians that have committed more crime than Martin Nnamdi Kanu has all been released. Understand? Martin Nnamdi Kanu didn't even commit any crime. Other people that we are fighting for agitation, has all been released. Why are they still keeping Martin Nnamdi Kanu? Why?
To be honest, my people, if you listen to what was really said in this video, you'll find out that the DSS people are trying to remove themselves from the kidnap of Nnamdi in Kenya because they already know that they violated the laws. They're not supposed to do that. In fact, the people who even kidnapped him from Kenya by now is supposed to be facing judgment for going to Kenya to kidnap because they violated the laws. Even people who even committed crimes have been released since. But Nnamdi Kanu's own is different. Just like I told you guys that there was a time that they caught Sondiboha with a gun. And after that, that's the Yoruba Nation agitator. He was also released. But why is Nnamdi Kanu's own now taking so long? They have not been able to release this man for so long now. Why other people, even the main people who are causing problem in this country, that's the main terrorists we're really looking about here, have been released a long time ago, and they call them repentant Boko Haram. So why is it that Nnamdi Kanu's own is a different case? When I tell you that they know why they're still keeping this man in detention, I'm not going to lie to you guys. You see that someone called Nigeria is only for those in power, is only for those in politics, because they know that they're benefiting a whole lot from that one so-called Nigeria. But you see, for other people, they're not benefiting anything. In fact, the one so-called Nigeria, calling it one so-called Nigeria, but still they're killing our brothers and sisters day by day, and we still call it one Nigeria. There's nothing one Nigeria about this country. This country has scattered. And it's high time we start realizing it. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been warning everybody about this thing that they keep saying one Nigeria. There's nothing like one Nigeria. One Nigeria is not working in this country. It is not working at all. Another thing we should need to question is the Southeast governors, why they're always silent about the matter of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Shame to all the whole Southeast governors, shame to Soludo, all the people, shame to them for keeping quiet on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's case. Imagine, they just go so cold on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's case. Their own brother, a man from Abia State, they're going cold on him. They have not said anything ever since this man started his trial to today. These people have never come out to say anything about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu ever since his trial started. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has also kept on warning us about these Fulani terrorists every day by day, saying that these Fulani terrorists are here to take over Nigeria. Yes, they are sent to take over Nigeria, and they are already doing it on a daily basis, because every day we keep hearing of attack in different places. These people will enter a community. It will take them only 1 week to attack. Thereby, they have already taking a look at the whole surroundings and know how they're going to attack. These people go as far as, these terrorists go as far as telling the villagers to bring food for them, telling the villagers to pay such amount of money so that they will not be able to attack them. And when the villagers could not raise up to that amount, maybe 4 point something, they launch an attack on them. It is so bad. These people don't have right again to stay in their own community. This is what Nigerians are suffering day by day. But still, the presidents are not doing anything about it. Nobody is saying, okay, let them put an end to insecurity. Only Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can put an end to insecurity in Nigeria, as in a whole. Only him can put the end to insecurity. Anyway, guys, I want you guys to let us really take a look at a flashback of a Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's old broadcast where he was talking about Fulani Herdsmen and their mission in Nigeria that many people have refused to listen. In fact, they tagged him as an Igbo man who does not really have sense. Now, guys, take a look at this video and I'll be right back. Let's really talk about the
once they announce it, Yoruba newspapers very foolishly and stupidly will support them because they want Tinubu as the president. And you are all dying every blessed day. You are all dying every day. Had you people risen up to say that what is happening in Nigeria is bad, there is no way that Fashoranti's daughter will not be alive today. That is the price you pay for duplicity. That is the price you pay for treachery. That is the price you will continue to pay until you rise up and say, enough is enough. It is up to you to do it. You did it during NSAS. You can do it again. Can you imagine Fulani people telling you, if you remove Fulanis from Yoruba forest, imagine Fulani telling you, if you remove them from your ancestral lands, there will be war, and you are panicking. And you have not asked yourself, why are they not saying something about the East? Why did they not say to Eastern Security Network? Why did they not say to me, if you don't stop evacuating Fulani terrorists from the forest, there will be war? Because they know, they understand psychologically that you don't have what it takes to resist them. Do you know why Borno State is still alive? Why you still have the Kanuri people in Borno today? Was because they resisted the Fulani centuries ago. You have to go back to history to understand how Nigeria came into existence. Fulani has been expanding from day one, from Senegambia. All the way from Senegambia, they've been expanding, and now they are in Okigwe. All the way from Senegambia. They are now in Okigwe. And you're asking us to somehow fold our hands and keep quiet because of 2023, because one idiot is going to come out to become a president, because of that rubbish, because of that nonsensical notion, we should fold our hands and wait until we are overrun by the Janjaweed from the Sahel. Is that how reasonable people think? Is that how people that wish to survive as a race, is that how they reason? It is very, very shocking that some of you do not understand what the Fulanis have in store for you. Very, very soon it is going to happen. And when it happens, your eyes will clear. And about whom you will see it very clearly. I was warning you. In 2014, 2015, 2016, they said he's a warmonger. He's a warmongering. I went to America and I told World Igbo Congress that this war you are avoiding is going to come to your villages. They said, no, it's not going to happen. What is happening today? When Yoruba was supporting the dead idiot called Buhari, did I not warn them that this evil you're supporting will consume you? They never listened. They never wanted to listen. IPOB is a terrorist group. You're trying to divide Nigeria. But Mietiala is not. People that you are calling bandits, have you heard anybody come out to say, please, Buhari, since presidency is there defending terrorists in the forest, why don't you proscribe them? No, you cannot proscribe a Fulani group. Never. And all of you, we are supporting evil. When there is the proscribed IPOB, proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. These are Yoruba journalists writing junk. Every day they keep writing rubbish. But their land is under siege. Their land is under siege. And the Fulani will take it. It doesn't take time. So I am here today to encourage them that they must stand tall and be very strong, resolute. That is what Fulani does. They control the media. They have well-paid consultants all over the world doing their bidding for them. They have that woman at UN trying to lobby the world that everything is okay in the zoo called Nigeria. But you and I know that the zoo is not okay. You and I know the game plan of the Fulani. And what are you doing about it? Nothing. Every day you read, you lament, you complain. Every day you read, you lament. And that's all you do. That is all you do. You read, you lament, you complain. You do nothing about it. Your lives are being taken away from you. Your forests are being occupied. Your mothers are being raped. Your daughters are being abducted. And the whole national government, presidency, is supporting such people. And you're telling me that Nigeria is viably sustainable. Is that what you're telling me? That somehow this contraption is sustainable, it is viable. It can never be. Because the more you stay in one Nigeria, the more you are inviting the Fulani to take over your ancestral lands, take over your villages, and to make life a misery for you. That is the end game. That is the outcome. If you doubt me, go and do a bit of research. Ask yourself, who are the Hausa people? Who are the Nupe people? Who are the Bachama people? All of these people were steamrolled by the Fulani march to the Atlantic Ocean. And now they're in Yoruba land. They're in their forests. They are in their forests. And who's going to drive them away from there? It's not the Yoruba youths. Forget about your useless governors. Your elders are very strong. I love Yoruba elders. The way they behave, the way they talk. Very, very strong. They say they support Akeredolu. This is the governor of Ondo State. They support him in what he's doing. People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu. Are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. I want some of you who have had your breakfast this morning, please go to your fridge or go to where you keep your beverages and you will see pig milk. Pig. Some of us were raised on pig milk. For how many years now? And you keep asking yourself, what is pig milk? Pig milk is mineralized. The same milk that the cows produce in Holland can be produced in the zoo. Tell me the country in the world aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place, telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. All of you don't have any shame. When you have people, an entire presidency coming out to defend a very primitive, archaic agricultural practice, then you know you embrace serious mess. You are in one almighty trouble, I'm telling you. People are in a mess. The Holland that you get your pig milk from, do they move cattle from Rotterdam to Amsterdam? I'm asking you a simple question. But they produce the pig milk that you're drinking every blessed day. Why can't Fulani produce pig milk in Sokoto? Why can't they produce carnation milk in Kanu? They have the cattle. Before the white man came, did you see any Fulani in your forest? All these people talking rubbish about movement of cattle and movement of... I'm asking you, before Britain came and handed over Nigeria to Fulani, ask your grandfathers, please, or your grandmothers. Ask them. All this nonsense we are hearing today in this so-called one, I want to tell you the dangers of one Nigeria. All this nonsense you're hearing today about one Nigeria, Fulani in our forest, Fulani in our village. Before the white man came, did you see Fulani moving their cattle all over the place? Did we not have meat to eat? They will answer these questions for you. Because sometimes in Africa, we don't reason very well. The way we reason is jaundiced, it is disjointed. I can't understand for the life of me why, instead of them to waste all that money arming and equipping this Janjaweed army to come and conquer you and I, why don't they open a milk factory somewhere in the north and bring the milk down south? I'm sure Southerners will buy it. After all, pig milk comes all the way from Holland. Pig milk all the way from Holland. Now you understand it. Because of the way you people reason. Why can't you produce? Is it difficult to produce milk? The same milk that comes out naturally from the udder of the cow. Why can't you can it somewhere, pasteurize it, and send it to people to eat, to drink, or to do whatever with? All over the world, that is what is happening. In fact, they produce so much milk in Europe that they pour it away. Why can't you do the same thing? A whole president claiming they are in the 21st century are supporting a very primitive practice of moving cattle from place to place. All of you, you're not ashamed of yourselves. You have no shame. As somebody will say, your shame is shaming me. I'm telling you, you people from the zoo, I'm ashamed of your ignorance and stupidity. You people are hopeless, completely hopeless. One day I want you to come and say, we are intellectuals. And you're moving cattle from Kafanchan to Ahoda. You are intellectuals. You are intellectualizing. You are in the 21st century, you are moving cattle, driving cattle, Nama, from over 3.
So, people, you guys listen to Master Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast and what he said about Fulani Herdsmen. These people will actually, they have the audacity, the boldness, to carry their cows to other people's community, and on top of on the fact self that they're in another person's community grazing their cows, they still have the right to be buying people. It's so bad that these Fulani Herdsmen are dealing with Nigerians a lot, and many people are saying that it is Buhari that caused this. That Buhari is the one that gave them the open gate to come into Nigeria and start destroying us. Now take a look at what Fulani Herdsmen have turned Nigeria into. Is now a country of violence. Like, many people are even afraid to come back to Nigeria again because of the insecurity that is happening in Nigeria. And many people have started forgetting that we even have army or police. Many people are now doing self-defense. And one thing with self-defense is that it doesn't really necessarily need to be gone. It doesn't really necessarily need to be gone, because everything that Master Nnamdi Kanu has been saying in his broadcast has always been about self-defense. We should defend ourselves, but he never opened his mouth to say carry gun. He never did that. And self-defense comes in a different varieties. Yes, you can defend yourself. It mustn't even be, especially these terrorists. Like, there was this story I heard that I won't actually call the name of the community because of some personal reasons. Now, there's this story I heard that they say that some of these villagers are always, anytime these terrorists tell them bring food for them, they will bring food for them, and maybe in the process of bringing food, they will put some poisons into it in order to buy these terrorists. But before, they used to ask them to test the food, but I think in this case they were not asked to test the food. So the thing bite many of the terrorists in the bush. I think it was 12, bite many of them. I know. So self-defense, it doesn't really have to be about guns. It also have to be there's also another action. Master Nnamdi Kanu has always been preaching about self-defense in his broadcast, but he has never said carry guns to defend yourself. So, like, let us really see what they said in the yesterday's court cross-examination. When he was asked to read the heading of the report of the panel, the witness said Lagos State panel of judicial inquiry on restitution of victims of EndSARS protests and other matters. The witness agreed with Erokoro that the report from the commission set up by the Lagos State did not indicate IPOB and that it did not classify the protest as act of terrorism. Erokoro tendered the report issued by the Lagos Commission of Inquiry, which the court admitted in evidence as Exhibit PWO after it was not opposed by federal government lawyer Chief Adeboyaga Awomolo. Now, they said that according to what really happened, the court cross-examination, that the witness agreed with Erokoro that the report from the commission set up by the Lagos State did not indicate that IPOB is a terrorist group, and also it also classified the protest as an act of terrorism because of what happened. Now, many people have been saying that Nnamdi Kanu's group is everything about him is terrorism. That even the Eastern Security Network he created, they're also buying people, but that is a lie because Nnamdi Kanu came to them pop and clear and told them that you see that Eastern Security Network is what is safeguarding the Igbos. Than exactly, it is actually what is safeguarding the Igbos, especially our mothers who are seen going to farm on a daily basis. That's why I keep telling you guys that there's a difference between the northerners and the southeast, because this Fulani terrorists, the same Boko Haram you guys have been hearing, they can't come to the southeast to do it because of Nnamdi Kanu. These people fear Nnamdi Kanu a lot. But when it comes to the northerners accepted them, they accommodated them. That is the reason why you see they're attacking them on daily basis. But you see the northerners still refuse to have sense, because if people who have sense, they would have started looking for a way to fight back by chasing them away from the community. But now it's just as if these people have overpowered them and they don't really know what to do now. So they're actually in pains. If you go to Plateau State, you see what is really happening. That Plateau State has now been turned to a desert, whereby these people have taken over. Now, the witness said something in court where he was said that the Amotekun was backed up by laws passed by various houses of assembly of the six southwest states, while Eastern Security Network had no law supporting its existence. Now, Eastern Security Network and Amotekun are not the same. I know the states in the southwest passed laws to legalize Amotekun, but Eastern Security Network is not registered. Eastern Security Network is illegal. Emoticon is recognized by the law, the witness said. Now, the witness was saying that Eastern Security Network is illegal, while the emoticons are recognized by law. So, since they're doing it like this, since this is how they now want to do it, that Eastern Security Network is not legalized by law, that's the reason why they're tagging them as terrorist group. Okay, it's fine. Now, for me, I think everybody will be happy to know which of the Nigerian law backs Asere the Kubo and the Tompolon militant, and also which of the Nigerian law also back the Fulani terrorists that are always invading every community. We have 1 million questions to ask, but firstly, the Nigerian government should tell us which of the Nigerian law backs Asere the Kubo and the Tompolo militants. They should really tell us. We've seen how the DSS has supported this Emotokun and how the agency said the security outfit was backed by the Nigerian law. Honestly, we don't really have any problem about that, but it's going to, it shall interest us if the DSS shall tell the whole wide world which of the Nigerian law back and support Fulani herdsmen from carrying AK-47. They need to tell us the Nigerian law. That's why I told you guys that we have so much questions to ask the Nigerian government, but they don't want to reply. They know what they're doing, they don't want to reply. They also need to ask them why the DSS would go to Kenya to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu, because they have violated the law and they need to go in for it. Justice needs to be served. They violated the law, but they're not saying anything about it. And we thank God for the defense team that took place yesterday. The defense team really showed to the whole world, it proves to the whole world that they are really in this, and everybody is hoping that Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released very soon, because we are now smelling freedom. Even the judge was saying that day that he's going to soon conclude this case if the witnesses if they don't bring their witnesses in the next 6 days, that he's going to conclude this case, because they can't have Nnamdi Kanu in detention for so long while the person needs to be spending time with his family. So, we want justice. Everybody wants justice, and we also want the court to dispense justice without ethnic or tribal sentiment, because we don't understand why the Fulani herdsmen are seen carrying guns on a daily basis, especially when you see them grazing their cows. You can never see a Fulani man who is not seen carrying guns. Yes, you can never see them. They're always carrying their cattle and their cows, I mean, and going up and down different places, different locations, different community. And if you search them, you definitely find something with them. You will definitely find a gun with them. But then the Nigerian government are always aware of this. They are aware of this. Likewise, the Nigerian police and the Nigerian army. But these people have never been stopped on their way, saying, why are you carrying guns? Who legalized you guys to carry guns? They never asked that. So these people are never asked that question. But when it comes to the Igbo people or other people, they see it as they just tag it as a terrorist something. It's so sad that such a thing is really going on. It's so sad that they are doing Nnamdi Kanu like this, tagging him as a terrorist when he's not a terrorist. That man is a man of peace, and God will keep protecting him. And everybody's always looking out for him and saying that we hope that one day the Nnamdi Kanu is released. Because we all know that that man is not a terrorist. He has never been found with gun. Even when they came to his apartment to search him, they said that they went into his apartment and all they could see in this man's apartment was a microphone, an iPad, his handkerchief. In fact, his broadcasting room. That was all they could find in this man. They didn't even see anything like drugs. They didn't see guns. So if you search someone in that kind of position, you didn't see all those things you are expecting that is going to implicate him. You guys did not find this. So you guys tagged it as terrorists. That means that the DSS has started lying and they need to go in for false witness. Yes, everybody that has been coming out to testify against Nnamdi Kanu has been telling lies, and they need to go in for false witness. They need to be judged for giving false witness about an innocent man. About an innocent man. When I tell you guys that Nnamdi Kanu is the savior of the Indigbos, you guys have to believe that man was actually sent by God to deliver the Indigbos. Because you guys already know that it's because of Nnamdi Kanu. I'm telling you guys that this reason why you see these terrorists have not come to the southeast to launch their attack like that. It's because of Nnamdi Kanu. It's nothing because of anybody. It's nothing because of the southeast governors. In fact, shame on the southeast governors, because ever since this thing has started happening, they have never supported their brother Nnamdi Kanu. Instead, they have showed him nothing but hatred. Nobody is saying anything about it. They even went as far as saying that the Monday sit at home, which they normally used to say that everybody should be sitting at home to observe the Biafran dates. Still, the Southeast governors had to say that there's nothing like Monday sit at home. On top of that, the 30th day of May, which they said that they're going to use and remember the Biafrans, the people who died during Biafra, the heroes and heroines. The Anambra State Police still had to come and oppose that one, saying that there's nothing like that, that nobody should start, so that everybody should come out. You can imagine. This to show you that these people are actually looking for trouble. Like that everybody should come out to show you that the Southeast governors don't even regard Nnamdi Kanu, and it's a thing of shame. It's a thing of shame that there's some Yorubas and some Hausa that you see that always praying for Nnamdi Kanu, that giving that man maximum support, saying that one day he will be released. But few people, especially the Southeast governors, are not even saying anything about it, and is a shame to them. And we are going to shame them, but like Nnamdi Kanu will always tell you that he's going to shame all those people, all his enemies, that God is going to punish all his enemies, people who don't want him to be released. God is going to punish all of them. And we'll pray, and also we'll wait that we'll see how all this court case is going to turn in. Though we've started having hope that Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released very, very soon. So guys, that is all we have for today. I want you guys to drop your comments below and tell me what you really think about this Nnamdi Kanu's trial. Do you think that Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released as soon as possible, based on what the judge is saying? Because the judge has started coming out. The judge said that if the witnesses are not brought within 6 days, he's going to conclude this case and close the case. You guys know that once he concludes this case, that means that Nnamdi Kanu is free. And many Nigerians have started saying that we hope and we pray that God, that what this judge says, let it just come to pass. Let the judge stand by what he said by releasing Nnamdi Kanu. Because even if they should hold something against that man, in fact, there's nothing to even hold against him. He's not even a terrorist. He's not even committed any crime. If they should start judging people who have committed crime in this country, there are many people in Nigeria who are using gun illegally, but still the Nigerian government are aware of it, but then they're not saying anything about it. Then how can you come to an innocent man and say he's a terrorist? They know that Nnamdi Kanu is the voice of the voiceless. He's the voice of the Igbos. Nnamdi Kanu is the only person who is capable of exposing their secrets, exposing these Fulani terrorists where they are. He knows all of them. Like he's the only one capable of exposing them. That's the reason why you see they still keep him under detention tonight, because they know that once this man is out, is over for them. It's over for the so one called Nigeria. They know what he's capable of, and once they see that this person is coming to attack them, they try to do everything within their best to bring that person down. That is what you guys are seeing here. Just like Hope Uzodinma had to come out to testify and tell everybody that the death of Ahmed Gulak wasn't Mazen Nnamdi Kanu or related to indigenous people of Biafra, but the Nigerian government have already tagged it as Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was the one that caused the death of Ahmed Golag. But thank God that Hope Uzodinma reviewed it. Guys, take a look at this video and watch what he really said about the death of Ahmed Golag, and I'll be right
Hope
back,
Uzodinma,
guys.
who described the death of former special advisor to ex-president Goodluck Jonathan, Ahmed Golag, as devastating. Addressing Government House correspondent in Owerri, Governor Uzodinma said those involved in such callous and barbaric act must be brought to justice. According to him, Mr. Golag was in Owerri for a national assignment and was gruesomely murdered on his way to the Sam Bakwe Cargo Airport. He also used the occasion to dispel rumors making rounds that his convoy was attacked.
Was in Imo State for a national assignment. He came to Owerri with the Senate Committee on Constitutional Amendment. Someone must have trailed him from his hotel to the airport. That is exactly why this gruesome murder appears to be a clear case of political assassination. Let me make it very clear that everything will be done by security agencies to find those who murdered Golag.
You guys listen to what really happened there. You see that Hope Uzodinma was saying that what happened about the death of Ahmed Golag is actually a political assassination, and that they're going to do their best in finding out the people who murdered Ahmed Golag. So everybody who is saying that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is related to these killings, that is a lie. Hope Uzodinma has come out to vindicate Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that he was not the one associated with his killing, that it was a political assassination, and the people who assassinated him know themselves. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for today. Let me know your thoughts below by dropping a comment. Tell me what you guys really think about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's trial, and also, do you really feel that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released very soon? Guys, let me know your thoughts below. And also, if you know you're new to this channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, like and share, and turn on the notification button to be getting all the latest news in this channel, as well as Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's court case. So guys, thanks for watching, and see you guys in my next like section.